Updated it with their real-time update.
Yeah. That'll be better so you can add it when we're driving. Nice.
The fuel pump.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you remember?
It's okay, thank you.
Yeah.
As soon as she said he's walking over, I go, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
It's gonna, yeah. Thank you.
Here we go.
He said it was like misfire and pop and this, that. I wonder if something just happened on the last upload.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just threw like a corrupted file. Let's see. There's just, it's not lean. It's supposed to be 14.7. And there's one little spot that is like a 15.4.
13.5.
Yeah, that's fine. 15.4, right around, like, I want to say $2 grand. Alright, let's try that. Let's see. What she wants. That's not what I wanted to do.
15, 16.
Yeah. All right. Such a big motor, it likes it. So she's a little fatter than normal. That load range right there can be pulled back to like a mid 13. It's hitting with the tip in at a high 12 and then creep into like 13.2. I could go leaner, but lately on these big liter motors, gas mileage isn't that bad if you tune it for torque, and by that I mean everywhere it's either an overrun, decel, it's 14.7 or leaner. Cruising is 14.7, idle anywhere up to there at the super high load ranges is 14.7. But what I do is where I consider the car to go to high load, I will start to drop the air fuels. So being in the all motor section, I would, depending on whatever section it feels like it's getting to it, what it would be considered high load, that's where the timing pole will be, the main timing pole. On this one, timing's stagnant pretty much all over as far as linear, because it goes from low load to high load because it has high displacement and a lot of torque, basically at the end of throttle. If it had a huge throttle body or no displacement, you would get that sag where you'd give it a little throttle and it'd kind of be happy, and you give it more and it'd be too much air because of the big throttle body. This is only a 70 mil or 74. This thing being a 2.4 liter, it maintains really good vacuum during cruising. It doesn't fall out real fast. So since it's staying up in the map sensor and kind of throttle load is matching the throttle percentage, you know, 3/4 through the throttle stroke, 75% throttle is about 3/4 of the way through the load range. Since those load up better, the timing is pretty linear, which is awesome. And usually I would, again, keep it 14.7 and then, you know, basically third to path throttle, maybe go to like 14.0. From there to full throttle, go from that 14.0 to a 13. Right now, everything from about 14 or 12 inches down is 13 flat. It's a little fat, but these big liter motors, the higher the compression, it does like it. It does help it create a little more partial throttle torque. When I pull that fuel out, it doesn't really hurt the numbers. If anything, it would just be a cleaner burn. Well, this thing didn't really have any carbon in it to begin with. It was lean before. But for now, we'll pull that fuel out in the mid-range and, you know, and get him a little better cruising. And that's what I was afraid of was going to happen. So I added some fuel, and she did not like it at cruising. So let's get that fuel back. right, got that back in line. Now we got to do the idle touch up. All right. CBS enrichment. Man, ain't gonna let me do it like that. There we go. All right, let's see how she likes those numbers. the only thing and the only one I found, which you'll find weird issues with certain cars, but it's really not like in any VTC down low. Great. So I've had more restricted headers allow for more VTC. I think this one, it's the intake manifold. I do. I really do. Stick with those settings for the tip in, and then now let's give it some VTC. Brakes, trail brake. on the brakes, and she was like, "Ah!" As soon as I hit the brakes on the throttle, it was planted. As soon as I hit the brakes, then she was like, "Ah!" What? You see me steer out of it? Woo! So he called me, you guys, said it was like misfire to idle, this, that, the other. To be quite honest with you, from what I'm gathering right now, it was just something weird, right? Like he has the fuel pump priming off the cruise button as like a security thing. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe that switch was acting up. I know you're like, how, what, da, da, da. I started it up, it was fine. I just cleaned up a couple spots because they were barely off. So it's whatever. So the only thing I was thinking was, you know what? He must have just had a weird chain of events going on because it's fine. And then it just had a couple spots that were off. So he's good. I retouched it for him. I'm not charging him. He'll probably end up hooking me up. And if not, it's cool. I was coming out here to pick up my kid. That's why we did it today. Wideband's reading a little laggy on this header as far as the idle resume. It says it's like rich as fuck, but it's not. So we're good. Let's try a lower gear. You can point it out the windshield or whatever. Displacement, not a ton wheel horsepower, but I think that's more so the manifold holding it back. VTC super close, super duper close. Probably need to go to the dyno to finish it. Go back to the cam angle and see where we were at when we started. What?
It's way off.
What?
Than yours.
That's the idle RPM.
Okay.
That's our fuel.
Oh, it was the other guy that had one.
Yeah. I adjusted the idle and then threw a bunch back at it. It doesn't like it. Alright, let's see what she wants. We just gotta check 2,700 RPM first, right? I know what it is, though. Now that we've done enough testing, I know what it is.
Figured it out.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to push it
Heard
before.
It, felt it, tasted it, smelled it, and I know. You see them little kids getting the ball out of the street right there? Fuck no. Guys running in the street to grab their ball.
Check out. She's just been so picky on these VTC settings, you guys. But I think I got it. Yeah. Figures. One setting off, you guys, just shows how sensitive these K20s and K24s are. It's so fucking close, dude.
Felt a little bit earlier.
It did, and then it got worse.
Yeah.
But I know what it wants, but I'm kind of surprised that it is taking such a little amount of VTC.
Yeah.
On the low cam, you guys,
Every
it's a
time we switch it
restriction
back.
thing. Yeah. It's like it'll be good and I'll switch it and it'll be back. And now I'm checking the targeting and everything to make sure we're not having a fluctuation.
I can plug this one in, right?
Hang on.
Unplug it.
See, the only shutteriness right there is the VTC. It's not timing. It's not.
And then when
What
you
we're
go
going to
down,
do though
it's
is it was
better.
worse. It was worse when I went down. It was worse when I went up.
Yeah.
But I'm going to see something. It might want
I want that certain spot.
it might want a lot of VTC. We have the shape of the VTC, and we just did another K24 the other night, and when I was like, let me guess, on the low cam, I'll go
So
back and check,
close.
it was the same. So I was like, all right, we're onto something, but why is this one particular? It's just this car. That's easily explainable with the fuel. That's a little fat. But I think what was happening was we were having incomplete burn. So basically, you guys, the ignition timing was a little low. Didn't seem to have changed as much as I thought it would. But I'm going to figure it out regardless. Yeah, we've got enough timing in it. All right. Fuel low cam. All right, we'll double check it real quick. Air fuel's flat, didn't seem to have changed much, but now that the air fuel's brought back into check, let's go back to that cam angle and find her. surging, and then now it didn't. And that's why last time we would change it, do a test or two, and go back.
Off, yeah.
With these Ks, I used to be able to get by on 1 or 2 tests. Now it's looking like it needs to be about 2 or 3 tests, which is fine. Just need to know what to do. All right, there's our surge. Pull it back 4 degrees. VTC, it wouldn't surprise me. The only reason I wasn't giving it so much VTC down low is like generally doesn't want it. We're not hurting anything by testing the VTC, and we have the shape of it right. I'm curious. I didn't throw too much at it, but I threw more than it was before to see if the surging got better. It does. Fighting the shit out of me. All right. It's like near perfect, and this is where I've had it. But any direction I go, it gets worse. But we still have a surge, even down to like a degree of camshaft profile. There's something. The command and the cam are staying in line. Here, point the camera at me. You have the pen. I'm just gonna go half a degree until we find it down. I went higher. Do that. All right. it was going up and down, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
So you guys, so when you're doing your load sectors, sometimes you'll find that the car might be falling into a weird load sector. This thing's telling me that the throttle body, yep, hang on. That's the problem the whole time. You know what the problem's been? The throttle body's too small.
Damn.
You know why?
What?
It won't reach full vacuum. So I can fix this VTC fluctuation issue because I knew it was doing it before.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize
Why?
the throttle body was so small.
Yeah.
Even though it's a 74, this motor wants like an 80, and I just realized that. This is going to keep that oscillation from happening. Hey, we got to get pulled over because I'm gonna have to restart the car.
Yeah. Yay.
But anyways, found it.
Like he always does. True story.
I just didn't notice before. Hey, my son's on there. Hey, Talon. Hey, I'm getting ready to come get you, buddy. So everybody knows, yeah, they call me Deadspool. Talon's got it spelled D3D # POOL. He's like got a folder on my phone called Deadspool and Deadspool. Like when he was a baby, I don't think he understood nicknames. So when I was like, that's my nickname, and we called him Baby Spool, he would always, like, he wouldn't say Baby Spool, he'd be like Deadspool. And like people would say things or like say Deadspool, he'd be like, oh, what? And I always thought it was so funny. But when he was like 7 or 8, I was like, yeah, you have a nickname? And then his mom calls him Bones. Tyga was big when he was born, so I called him T-Raw. But he was like, yeah, Deadspool, Deadspool. And I was like, all right. So he's now Deadspool too. Spelled different. That'll go away. I gotta do the update. So the glitch we have with ktuner and Neptune is a constant software issue. It causes freezing of the software and shutting down. So when I grab an indexing tab like this while making adjustments, it basically, watch. So ktuner clicked an indexing tab, one of these, right, to change it. It's the only thing that does it, besides if the computer randomly just crashes the software, which happens all the time. But watch, it's 1.4. So if I didn't do anything, I should be able to hit enter. It wasn't working. So watch, 1.4, right? Enter. Right? Can't click anywhere else. Can't click anywhere. Can't hit nothing, right? To get out of it. Nothing. So this will, if you didn't save it, corrupt the file. Luckily, I didn't save, but we've been running it off the computer. It should either be on the computer or whatever. I can pull it back. So we're gonna shut this down. It might shut the car off when I do this, but part of the game, right? This is his laptop. I need to email the files over, but we just used his because it was easier.
Someone said it's fine. Take your time. I love you.
Alright. Since it's been running the whole time, we'll download it back. That should be on there if we lost the software. I know exactly what, we went around, but I know what changes we made. It only had 1 or 2 teeny tiny little spots. But this is why we do this test to figure it out. I'm not charging him. I was coming out here to pick up Talon. He told me he had those misfires. I started up. I have no problem. The car runs good. I gave him the other VTC settings to test, but now I found out what the issue was with the load sectoring. So just fix that. It's going to end up about 16 or 17 degrees. And we're good. He'll probably end up giving me money anyways. I could use it. I'm finishing that K24 coupe. So we're good. I got no problem with it. If you guys need help, just ask. Worst thing I can do is say no.
We just had twins.
Yeah. Oh, we just had twins. You guys just had babies. The the kittens. The cat had babies. Yep. TBSS. Yep. Part of the game. It is what it is, man. I'm not tripping. At least we have control of the car, right? So let's see where we lost it at. Go back to the fuel map. Because this is just a log of, or this is what's on the computer from the last couple polls. Looks like the fueling was fixed, ignition. Yeah, ignition's same. I don't think we lost any information. So the cam angle. Yeah, we lost the low cam chart for angle. Give it.
You guys doing okay?
Yeah, it's doing great. I found the problem with our VTC not being able to find it last time. And then that other problem you were having, I did not come across. But I went through and did a touch-up and an update anyways.
Okay. Yeah, it was really weird that it was just like popping at idle and stuff, so.
I got it sorted though. You should be good now.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, how are the new tires? Are they
good?
Are they grippier?
Yeah, it feels good. So I hit some corners over there on throttle through the corner, dude, and it hooked, and when I got off, it wanted to like oversteer, so I steered out a little onto the brakes, but like it hooks good. But I just did a K24a2 all-wheel drive hatch lap the other night on 6 pounds with similar on Neogens, and it felt about the same. Yeah. So similar suspension, this, that, felt similar, and his felt good.
Okay.
So this feels good. The only reason is I didn't get to go that fast, but for comparison, his felt about the same. Yeah. What tires are these?
These are the Neogens.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then they felt the same. Yeah, good. Car's similar weight, although his is all-wheel drive.
Those full ways because they were 195. They were taller. I wanted to get a little fatter, and since I've got some on the Lexus, I figured just do a square on this.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go a little wider, but this is the only size they make in a 15.
Yeah. You can get 225/50 like drag radials and shit, but not like your tip. You can get a Zennies in a 205/15. They'll hold another 140 horsepower a gear than these tires. Yeah. They're only 150 a tire. So I use Neogens, then the Federal, and then the Zenny. Those are the only 3 tires I'll run. Okay. So when you go boosted or get ready to do Canyon or whatever, throw the Zennies on, throw the Neogens to the back. Yeah. You'll love it. Okay. But yeah, this is fine for now.
Right on. Thank you.
No problem. All right. One more pull. I'll be right back.
Let's get the fixed that low.
Yeah. Well, the fluctuation already fixed.
Yeah.
Now. Try a little more because we can, so we'll give it a little more just because.
See, find that spot.
Yeah, let's find the best spot. And then just want to make sure. Yeah, we're about right there on the high cam. I just did some testing, trying to find this guy some free power right in the last 5 to 10 minutes. I found what it wants already, so we'll just go back to that. And then we'll be good. So just so you guys know, we can always talk tuning and this and that, but for K24a2 stock with breathing mods, if you need a VTC chart, ignition chart for boost or whatever, and like your self-tuning or all motor chart to start with, and I can show you how I composite tune this, that, like basically you're gonna tune yourself, but you need help with like a bass. I offer that bass, so just let me know.
You also can do the dyno chart.
Huh?
You also do the dyno chart.
Yeah, the virtual dyno, you can use virtual dyno with anything that can create a CSV file. If I tune your car, I can make the virtual dyno stuff. It's giving a little oscillation and not on the roll on, and it's not the TPS, although I almost want to say it's not showing the TPS being off, like as far as tip in enrichment. It's like super fucking close, but I wonder
spot.
Yeah, it's okay. I wonder if there's something else in the background causing the cam command to jump around. It's only 1.5 degrees, so it's not really surging from too much or too little VTC. It's changing VTC.
Yeah.
I need to do research and take one of these logs and just see why.
Okay.
But it runs good. It ran great before. I didn't find any power. It feels exactly the same. There were like 2 spots that instead of being like 12.8, 12.9, it was like 13.1. Whatever. But I wanted to try. Now I see that. I'll find something for him. Because it felt good. Yeah, the load to overlay is lean, and then the O2 sensor trims are off as far as what it's trying to get. Let me make sure the O2 sensor's not fucking with it. Okay, that's all we got for this thing. Some cars run perfect, some of them need something. I'm just gonna tell them, hey, you know, play with it, do whatever you want with it, swap the plugs, do your thing, and then next week, just call me, and I'll come by and tune it again, and hopefully she's closer. And in the meantime, I'll think about some stuff to help it. The VTC fluctuation did help, so it's not every other time, but now it's at random. We're getting some CVT fluctuate, or VVT fluctuation. Is what it is. Alright. Gotta do that. Alright. As far as wideband controllers, you guys, if you're gonna end up getting a wideband, use the Fuel Tech. I've had problems with the AEMs and a lot of other brands out of the box. Even the Innovate. The only reason this works great is it's a like $350 wideband, $400 wideband. It's a dyno wideband. It's the same one utilized. So it's got a really solid controller. It's not the wideband like display. It's the controller of the sensor that's junk, and it can kill the sensor too. So Fuel Tech, software-wise, hardware-wise, Fuel Tech. If not, go cheap, Mega Squirt. They got a full capable Mega Squirt for $6. FT450s and 550s range from $1,000 to $15,000. You don't really need anything else. You can go Cyvex, AEM V2, find an old name V2, go for it. If I found one instead of the K-Pro, I'd use that. Whatever. So do you think? I'm gonna go to the shop, work on the car tonight, show you guys what we got done. I gotta go pick up my son, and I will see you guys in a bit and talk to you then. Have a good day. I love you, buddy.